Let's go.
Remember this day, you and your demonic daughter, out in the name of Jesus, out of here. Take that bad demonic spirit, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Film that. Remember this day.
Let's go.
Remember this day, you and your demonic daughter, out in the name of Jesus, out of here. Take that bad demonic spirit, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Film that.
So, this is going to be part 1 of a part 3 backstory on what's going on. So, I grew up in St. John Pentecostal Church as a little girl. His wife grew up in St. John as a little girl. He went to another church. My family and his wife's family are very close-knit growing up. I still deal with some people in her family and whatnot, but there's never no bad blood. Everybody's just grown and doing their own different things. Moving along, I never had an issue with this pastor. Neither have I ever had an issue with his wife. I actually call his wife auntie and stuff like that. Her grandmother is my godmother. Her mother is my god sister. Like, we are really like family, but everybody has gone their different ways. But still, there's no drama between my family and his family. I just want to give you guys just a little back history on how we know each other and how long we've known each other. Also, like, my grandmother used to pastor this same church also. My grandmother died in 2018. Then it was another pastor that started pastoring. She just died recently, and he has now control of the church some way, somehow. But that's going to be more in part 2 or part 3. But I just want to give you guys the back history on how we may know each other. If no one knows, this is on a Tuesday morning / afternoon. It was my cousin's husband's funeral. Yes, it was a funeral. The funeral's over. We greeted everybody. I go hug my cousin. I go hug some of the old time members that I haven't seen in a while. I proceed to leave, and the assistant pastor, because mind you, there's a pastor, there's a co-pastor, and assistant pastor. The assistant pastor is my god sister, and she asked my mother to not leave yet because she wants to show where they hung up my grandmother's photo back in the study. My mom stays and goes back to the back with my god sister, and she shows her what's going on and whatnot. I stay to the back because she didn't call me, so I'm gonna stay here. And plus, I was dressed in like street clothes. I was raised in a church. Like, if you go into the church, you're supposed to be dressed a certain way. But I just wanted to just pay my respects and dip out. So after that's done, my god sister also calls me and talking about, I have something for you and your brother. She takes me to the back and she takes out 2 photos of my grandmother and says, one is for you and one is for Rere. I say thank you. My mom takes it from me because I have my son and a baby bag in my hand. So we proceed to leave, and the pastor stops us in front of the church and says, where'd you get those from? To my mom. My mother doesn't respond. I respond and I say, Vera gave it to us. He turns around and proceeds to walk back in the church like he needs verification. He comes back, maybe 35 seconds, 40 seconds, he comes back out. But in the midst of that, my mother's like, is there an issue? So he comes back out and he says, it's good. Y'all can go now. Just like this. Very dismissive. Y'all can go now. So I turn around because, like I said, I don't have no issues with this man. What's the problem? Why are you speaking to us like that? Why are you being so dismissive? He said, like I said, you can go. I don't need that energy up in my church. I'm still being like caught off guard because I'm like, am I being pranked right now? Because I've never experienced any type of issue with this man. So my mom keeps saying to him though, but like, if there is an issue, you can have these photos back. And he's like, matter of fact, take those photos and don't come back. So my mom did say when he did say that, nigga, what? Because we were really taken back from that. Like, what do you mean? My mother's 63 years old. She's been in this church her whole life. What do you mean don't come back here? He started raising his voice because she did say the N-word. And said, and he said, my name is Pastor Timothy L. Everett Sr. You will not call me an N-word. And when I say that's how he did it, in my mother's face. So I step in front of my mother. My mother's 104 pounds soaking wet. I say to him, like, hey, what are we doing here? Like, don't step in my mother's face like that. She better know my name. She better know the funeral director, the pastor that just preached. All these ministers, these men are in the church are backing him up like, Pastor, come on, come on. He starts opening his suit jacket. To take off his suit jacket like, you will never step foot back in this church. You will never step foot back in this church. So now everybody is just like, calm down. And now, when he said we can't come back in, we did proceed to walk back into the church. And that's when he tried to push us up out of the church. But he took his fixation off of me and put it all into my mom. And that's when he pushed her out of the church. And that's when everybody was like, Pastor. And that's when I started recording. That's why we don't have that part of the situation, because I never thought this situation would escalate to the level that it did. Now we're in the church and he's sitting here telling us that we're demonic and all of this. And I start pleading the blood. And he tells me I don't have enough power to plead the blood. He basically said, like, I am no one. I'm a demon. And the way I was raised is like, you don't give anybody that much power that they're a demon. A demon is, you don't want to be around a demon. You don't want to be around those evil spirits. And I've never experienced that. And I was taken back, and my voice is really high like that because I also have tears in my eyes, because I'm just like, I'm shocked at the behavior that he is showing us. I've never seen this side of him. And I just wish I knew the issue on why do you feel this way towards my family and I. But we'll go into that in part 3, because I hear that these are reasons why he reacted how he reacted. People are asking for another part to wrap it up. There's really not much to it. I said what I said. He has an underlying issue with us. We didn't start anything. We did not antagonize him. He stopped us on our way leaving out of the church. He asked, where did we get these photos? We explained where we got these photos. He went back in the church. He needed to verify. When he came out, he still was nasty. He sat here and dismissed us, told us to get gone, beat it, and matter of fact, never come back. When I asked, why is he speaking to us like that? He simply said, I don't need that bad energy up in my church. And that's when he said, don't ever come back again. And that's when I proceeded to walk back into the church. And that's when he tried to stop my mother and I. He pushed my mother out of the church. He took his fixation off of me and went over to my mother, pushed her out of the church. And that's when I started recording. I wish I started recording from the outside, but this is our home church, not just my family, not just his wife's family. This church is made up of many families. We all love St. John Pentecostal Church, and what it has turned into is just so sad. No one ever wanted this to happen. This is supposed to stay in the church, but he does not want to speak to me. He does not want to have a meeting. He doesn't want to do anything. He said what he said, and like he keeps saying, this is a new St. John. That old stuff, throw it away. He's telling people, if you don't agree with what he's saying, you have to leave the church. Bottom line. And that's not how St. John ever has been. Our church is a voting church. It's a yay and nay type of situation, and he does not want it to be like that. I know you guys think it's more to it. Reach out to him. Find it. Find it. Tell him to call me. He has my number. He has my mother's number. Everything. Reach out to me. I would love to fix this thing. It should not have probably gotten this far, but it did, because you took it so far to the point that you physically put your hands on my mother. And I thank God every day that I have the control to control myself. And it's not much to it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for your opinions. I understand everything is not going to be on my side. You may be on his side, but that's fine, as long as I told my truth. Now, I would love to hear his truth, and I also would love to meet him in person. Let's meet up in person. There's no need to hide behind phones. There's no need to hide behind cameras. Let's talk. And that's it.
Hey, what to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video, back in the confessional. Yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. If you just jumping in, man, we seen the pastor trip out on this young lady and her mother. I'm not sure where it started, because she said in part 3 that she was going to explain where it all started, but she didn't. But what she did, I mean, she just posted a video of what happened, but if there's something that happened, it's supposedly it's over some pictures. Not, I'm not saying the whole situation is over some pictures, but once the drama unfolded, it was basically he was asking her who gave her the pictures, and it seems crazy that a pastor would say this to his congregation and act that way. But I know some pretty good pastors, and I know some who have had to forgive a lot of people for the things that they do. Something happened at my church where it was between a pastor's son and a deacon, and that pastor had to live with that. But I never seen him get out of character around that time. Maybe he did at home, but not as far as to show it in front of the congregation, because you still have to uphold some image. But you can be human, but I think that's where people believe pastors is the strength that they show to move forward versus crashing out. So let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section. Shout out to everybody, all the fathers, and shout out to you mothers out there, because y'all hold fathers down too. Y'all hold us down and hold us accountable.
Everyday people.